Get out of Intel while you still can. Seriously, Intel is a disaster stock. It needed an $8.9 billion bailout from the government just to stay afloat. And even that wasn't enough. A few weeks later, Intel screwed its shareholders over royally with a $20 billion stock sale. And after all of that, Intel still lost $11 billion over the past year. So if you're holding Intel right now, it's time to get out. But panic selling's silly, especially when there's an opportunity for a strategically planned exit that makes you money along the way. And today, I'm going to show you the exact trade to get out of Intel the smart way while collecting real money doing it. And then I'm going to show you where to put that money instead. I'm Rob, former mergers and acquisitions attorney at a top 10 Manhattan law firm, former faculty member at a top 8 business school, 25 years trading these markets, and I'm not here to get you rich quick, I'm here to get you rich smart. Here's the roadmap for today's video. First, we're going through the real numbers behind why Intel is an unmitigated disaster. Next, we're going to look at the exact price level that this stock just can't break through. Finally, I'm going to walk you through how to get paid cash while strategically exiting your Intel position and how to use that cash to make some money in this sector. So let's get into it. Intel lost $11.29 billion over the last 12 months. Revenue didn't grow, it shrank, down almost 0.5% year over year. Return on equity is negative 10.72%. This is a company that was burning through cash and didn't know its ass from its elbow. So the government stepped in with $8.9 billion of taxpayer money, yours and mine, and took a 9.9% stake in Intel. But that wasn't enough to steady the sinking ship that Intel is. Weeks later, Intel needed to raise another $20 billion by selling 210 million new shares. For those that don't know the term, issuing new shares of a company is called dilution, and it utterly screws the existing shareholders. Let me explain. Before Intel's dilution of shareholders, it had about 4.83 billion shares outstanding. That means 4.83 billion shares in the market. After it issued this new stock, the number of shares outstanding rose to 5.04 billion shares, meaning that every single Intel shareholder just took a 4.18% haircut. So if your Intel stake was worth, say, $10,000 before Intel issued the new shares, it's now only worth $9,582 because Intel decided to sell more stock. And if you're an Intel stockholder, you should be fuming right now. The company just screwed you out of 4% of your holdings and you didn't get anything for it. And after all that, the government bailout, the dilution, the company still got crushed on earnings while its competitors broke records. And those are the fundamental reasons that Intel is a disaster and should be sold. But there is a separate technical reason that makes Intel a screaming sell. Look at that chart. Intel's price is basically capped right now around the $116 level. The July high was $116.77, and that lines up almost exactly with the average Wall Street price target of $115.17. These are two entirely different sources landing at the same high price. Take a look. Intel has tried and failed to hold above the $116 per share level several times. So if you're a shareholder right now, your upside on Intel is basically capped at $116 a share. And to break through that, Intel is going to need to show that it can actually make money in this market without government handouts and without diluting its shareholders. The only thing that Intel has going for it right now is that the government owns about 10% of the company and that essentially creates an artificial floor higher than it would normally be. Basically, there's a government put in there, but that's not enough to save Intel, and that's not enough to keep you from selling it. There is no reason to be in this stock when there's so many other attractive stocks out there in the sector. Real quick, we're a small channel, no studio, no real team other than me and my sons. Just us trying to help the little guy and little gal actually understand what's happening in this market. If our content's helping you make money and trade the markets, then a like and a sub cost you nothing and it means a lot to us. Back to Intel. Here's the trade. If you're holding Intel, it's time to get out. But I don't want you selling all at once. I want you to be smart about it. We know that the $116 per share price level is a level that Intel is unlikely to trade above. And we can use that information to make some money while we're getting out of Intel. What I want you to do is write a covered call at the $116 strike price with an expiration about 2 weeks out. Under current market prices, this would pay you about $100 per contract. And you get paid that immediately at the time you write the option. If at the end of the 2-week period, Intel hasn't hit $116 a share, then you keep the money that you were paid and you get to repeat the process, pocketing the money each time. Eventually, Intel's going to close above the $116 level. And when that happens, your Intel nightmare ends with a price top and having made extra cash for every covered call option you wrote along the way. Intel is in the memory chip sector, and that's probably the hottest sector out there right now. And there are several very well-run companies in this sector that don't need to dilute their shareholders or take taxpayer bailouts to survive. And if you still want exposure to this sector, take the money you just earned from writing the Intel calls and selling the Intel stock and put it into a company with real revenue and earnings growth and strong margins. For example, SanDisk is running at 84.6% gross margins with revenue up 371.6% year over year and earnings that jumped from 29 cents a share a year ago to $39.25 this quarter. Don't like SanDisk? Well, let's take a look at Micron. Micron has real HBM4 demand and is sold out in its capacity for 2026. Revenue is up 346% year over year to $41.5 billion, and earnings per share are $25.11. Both of these stocks are riding a genuine, profitable AI-driven demand cycle. And neither one of them needed government money, and neither one of them needed to dilute its shareholders just to keep the lights on. In fact, SanDisk just announced a $14 billion stock buyback. That's the opposite of dilution, and it shows that management believes in SanDisk's future. We've been covering SanDisk and Micron in depth on this channel, and we have compiled a phenomenal playlist that covers a wide range of Micron and SanDisk related topics, including technical analysis, entry and exit points, and trading strategies. And I'm really proud to say that it's made our viewers some real money, and it's worth your time to check it out, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. Now go get your money out of Intel and into something that will make you money. Until next time, may all your trades be profitable.